those of you on live stream, welcome to Temple Emeth in Teaneck, New Jersey. I hope this Shabbat finds you with love and peace and warmth in your home and in your hearts, and we welcome everyone here who is joining us live in the congregation. Welcome to all of you. And now would be a great time, if you are watching us on live stream, to go get your Siddur, your Mishkan Tefillah, or to scroll down on your screen to where it says to access the prayer book, and then you can, well, access the prayer book. I'm Cantor Ellen Tillum, star of stage and screen, apparently, and Bima. Lovely to see you all this evening, and it's lovely if you can post something in the chat if you're watching us on live stream, like Shabbat Shalom, or hey, I see you all there in the sanctuary. And welcome to all the people from Leonia and Fort Lee who are joining us this evening. Lovely to see you all here. Rabbi Serbu is on his well-deserved vacation, yes. And so we are very, very happy to welcome Arnie Graber to the Bima. He will be playing the role of the rabbi this evening. And guess what? Tom Mustachio, our accompanist, also is on a well-deserved vacation. And so I'm thrilled to welcome our member, Richard Bookbinder, who will be sharing his talent with us this evening, accompanying me on the keyboard. We are about to begin our service, and so at this time we turn to page 121, 120, and I welcome Carol Shansky to lead us in the blessing for the Shabbat candles. Is the little candle lit, Carol? I have no idea.
Yes.
You don't, that piece, you don't really need that so much. It's okay, don't worry about it.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We continue with the Kiddush on page 123.
Actually, I'm going to sit right where you are.
Please rise.
Vayehi erev, vayehi voker, yom hashishi, vaychulu hashemayim v'haaretz, v'chol tzva'am. And there was evening and there was morning, the sixth day. The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. As evening falls, we give thanks for the blessings of the past week, for life and strength, for work and rest, for home, love, and community. As we enjoy this bounty, may we be inspired to bring goodness into the lives of others. We raise a cup of wine, which I need to get.
Bring it to you.
We raise this cup of wine in gratitude for the miracle of creation and for the gift of this day of rest. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kadsho be'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom tehila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kadshecha be'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mikadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
Yashiko. Thank you. We continue with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, Cantor.
Okay.
Our opening song tonight is Shalom Aleichem on page 142.
Please be seated and turn to page 142 for Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Asharet, Malchei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem L'Shalom, Malchei Ashalom, Malchei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malchei Hashalom, Malchei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzitchem L'Shalom, Malchei Hashalom, Malchei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Now we continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 144.
Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Divrach Hirutei Yamlich Malchutei, B'chayechan u'v'yomechan u'chayei T'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'gala
Please rise for the Baruch. We continue on page 148. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhma poteach sha'atim, uvitvuna mishanet etim, umachalif et hazmanim, sader et hakochavim, b'mishperotechem kirtzono. V'layla golel or mipnei choshek, v'choshek mipnei or. Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila. Adonai tzvaot shemo, el chai v'kayam. Tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Page 151, we continue. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works, and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We continue at the top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
No Mark Adonai et Yaakov, Glomin Chazak Mimenu, Baruch Ata Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
We continue on page 161. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. We continue with the tefillah on page 164. Please rise.
Adonai sifatai tiftahu v'yahi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor HaNorah, El Elyon, Gomel HaTzadim, Tovim v'Konei Akol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Gula Libnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'advav, Melech Ozer, Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Be'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei Ad Kol Atarav Le'oshia, Morid Hatal, Mechakel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayei Ad Kol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Abba. Chambocha ba'al gevurot, umidor mehelach, melech menit umechayet, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'emanata l'chayot hakol, baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol, atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukdoshim b'chol yom yahalaruch hasalah, baruch atah Adonai, ha'el akadosh.
Please be seated. We continue on page 177. When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'lecha na'eh lehodot. Page 178. Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people, forever. For you are the sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment with your peace. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. We pause now for silent prayer. Appropriate readings are on pages 180 to 181. Our service for the reading of the Torah follows starting on page 363. Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the strangers in your cities, to hear, to learn, to revere Adonai your God, to observe faithfully the words of this Torah, and let their children who do not yet know it hear, that they too may learn to revere Adonai your God. Please rise. In this scroll is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now. Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonai Kadosh Shema, Gadol Adonai Ti, Anirami Shema Yachdav, Lecha Adonai Hagedila, Yagivura, Yativeret, Yanetzach Ve'ad, Ki chol v'shamayim u'va'aretz, Ki chol v'shamayim u'va'aretz, Lecha Adonai HaMamalach, Yamid Masih, Lecha Le'rom.
Please be seated. Okay, we continue at this time with our, it's hard, I'm like yelling across the bima, with the reading of the Torah portion this evening, Balak, and we are very, very pleased to welcome to our bima one of our fairly new Temple members. I don't know, you haven't been around that long. It's nice to have you here, though, Marcia and Morris Sobel. And Morris is a wonderful Torah reader, so he's extra super welcome. And Morris will also be telling us a little bit about our portion this evening and talking about Parshat Balak. So if you'd like to follow along with the Torah reading this evening, Morris will be reading from Numbers 24:2, which can be found in your big blue plout commentary on page 1179, 78, and Morris added an extra sentence tonight. Thanks, Morris. We're not paying by the sentence, though. Sorry. And if you're at home using one of those new plout commentaries, the red ones, well, you can find it on or around page 1056. Right, it might be on 1055. We're not sure. Again, Morris, I don't know. You'll have to put in for that extra line. We'll see if we can pay you for that one, too. So please come forward. In the plout that you have here is 1178. He is beginning on 24:2.
Very beginning.
Come on over. Okay, I'm going to cover for you. So, I know this will make you happy. Yeah, one of these nice people will be doing it. Okay, but you're going to speak first. Yes. Let me give you a spot. Okay. So stand right here because the microphone is here. Okay? There you go.
Thank you, Cantor. In this parsha, Balak, son of Zippor, king of Moab, tries to hire Balaam to curse Israel. On Balaam's trip to curse the Israelites, Balaam's donkey speaks to Balaam, And then an angel appears in front of the donkey and tells him not to speak any curses and to speak only what the angel says. And Balaam blesses Israel instead. Balak takes Balaam to several hilltop locations to no avail, since Balaam is forbidden to speak any curses. Finally, Balak takes Balaam to a dusty mountain called Peor, overlooking the wilderness in Moab, where the Israelites were encamped. According to the Jewish Encyclopedia, it gives its name to the Baal Peor sect that was worshipped there. The god is also called Peor. Balaam is told to curse the Israelites and cannot, but instead praises and blesses them. How fair are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel. What makes the tents good or fair? Traditional commentary says, and Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel dwelling according to their tribes, which indicates that Balaam saw that the doors of their tents did not exactly face each other, and that the Israelites thus respected each other's privacy. So Balaam concluded that the Israelites were worthy to have the divine presence rest upon them, and he spoke his blessing, as in Numbers 24:5 of the tents of Jacob. But further commentary goes on. The Gemara deduced from the words, the man whose eye is open, in Numbers 24:3, which refers to only a single open eye, that Balaam was blind in one eye. But maybe he had one bad eye, or evil eye, and one good eye, so that when he looked at the settlements and tents, he saw them through his good eye. Is privacy that important that we include this verse in our daily prayers? Yes, yes, yes. Privacy represents the ideas of respect for neighbors, freedom to live without prying eyes, freedom in one's home to speak freely, to think freely, to question, to choose companions, to create, to dress, to talk to God or not. We love the concept of freedom, free to worship, free to choose our friends, free to go about our lives, not restricted by the evil eye, free to purchase what we want or need, free to choose our clothes, and especially to be free in the privacy of our own homes. When Balaam was looking with his good eye, he saw that there was respect between the people and the tribes in the arrangement of Jacob's tents. He saw a system that valued privacy and not prying eyes. He saw neighbors who were neighborly, not nosy. These values have not really changed from our sojourns in the desert to the principles of our founding as a republic. As citizens, we should make sure that these freedoms are not abridged and then gradually eroded to a meaningless shamble of conflicting opinions, where neighbors can report on one another and the thought police begins to rule. Let's put a check on that evil eye and get the good eye to see what we can be.
Which of you is doing this? Both of you? You know? Okay, here. Not of you. I'm going to open it for you. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. No, Samaris, come. You're not going to get away that fast. Come on over. Can you put this?
Of course.
Thank you. Okay. This is for you. Tell me if you see, whoops. Because sometimes, it slides a little sometimes, so tell me. And I wasn't here when it was rolled, so tell me if you see where you are.
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, yeah? Good. Is that your beginning?
Yes,
Good.
right there.
Oh, you found it, good.
Great.
Okay. So, okay.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Li'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim, V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Vayisa Balaam et Einav, Vayar et Yisrael Shohem Lishavatav, Vatehi Alav Ruach Elohim, Vayisa Mashalo, Vayomar Neum Bil'am, B'noho Ve'ohor, Unum HaGever, Shetum Ha'ayin, Neum Shemoa Imrael, Asher B'machazeh, Shaddai Yechazeh, Nafal Uglu Einayim. Matovu ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Kinchilam notayu, Kiganot alei nahar, Ke'ahalihim notaha Adonai, Ke'arizim alei mayim.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet, V'chayei Olam Nata B'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Yasher koach. Yasher koach.
Should be interesting. Well, I am going to say Mishaberach. I'm just trying to see where the camera's going. I have no idea. Okay. That's okay. That part is okay. It's this part. Let's see if they follow me. We'll find out. At this time, we continue with Mishaberach as we think of those who are in need of healing. So many, that's very nice, Arnie. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. So many who are in need of healing that we don't even know, that we hear about every day on the news, in our world, in our community. Those of many different backgrounds, and especially we think of other Jewish people who are affected at this time by difficult circumstances, by violence in the world. And I ask you at this time, if you'd like to share a name that you are thinking of, you can do so either silently in your heart, you can say it out loud, you can mention those who are emotionally or physically ill, those who are spiritually in need of healing. And certainly, you can always say your own name, and you should never hesitate to say your own name if you yourself are in need of healing at this time. And if you'd like to post in the chat a name, please do so at this time. As I continue singing the Mishaberach, which can be found on page 371 in your prayer book, I invite you to look at the screen, and you'll see the names of those we are thinking of as a community scrolling as I sing these beautiful words written by Debbie Friedman.
Mikol habracha
please rise for the lifting and dressing of the Torah?
V'zot Torah asher sam Moshe lifnei b'nei Yisrael. Al pi Adonai yad Moshe. Yad Elelelai, yad Elelelai, yad Elelelai, yad Elelelai, yad Elelelai, yad
We remain standing at this time for the Aleinu.
Page 586.
Shelo asanu kigoye haratzot velo samanu pivish b'chot adama Shelo sam chalkeinu kahem v'garaleinu kichol amanam v'anachnu koreim u'mishtachavim u'madim lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu V'namar V'hayadonai Lemelech HaKol Haaretz Bayom Hahu Yeh Adonai Echad U'Lishem
We remain standing at this time as we remember those who have gone before us, those who have departed, and those of every race and nation who have been a blessing to humanity. We remember all of them now as we think of those for whom we are observing Shloshim, the 30 days after their passing. We think of Esther Kosakoff, mother of Wendy Kosakoff, Jerome Spiller, friend of Peter Wallach, and Shirley Starr, aunt of Randy Breston. We also think of those for whom we are observing Yard Site, the anniversary of their passing. We think of Lieber Atlas, Judy Bick, Diane Carol Cantor, Robert Cohen, Seymour Cohen, William Gary Eastman, Dorothy Farber, Frank Friedman, Spencer Gibbs, Harold H. Goldberg, Lillian Goldfarb, Nason Gordon, Leo Hopfan, Herman M. Kahn, Nathan Langut, Adolf Lukowitz, Harriet Lieberman, Samuel Lipsitz, Ruth Litwin, Jacob Maslin, Minnie Motz, Egon Nissen, Helen Oppenheimer, Sarah Ostrow, Jack Podolsky, Jeffrey Rellis, Lillian Rubenstein, Mort Rubenstein, Shirley Schaefer, Hyman Schneider, Louis Schwack, Arthur Taxerman, Gloria Tilzer, George Weinberg, Molly Will, Martin Jaskowitz, and Joel L. Zatz. We think of all of them now. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we join together on page 598 in the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divarach yurutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'kol beit Yisrael, b'galal v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mivarach leolam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei d'kudesha brichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabbah min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, huya aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to those of you who are in mourning, comforting you, those who are bereaved, with the entire house of Israel, as together we say, Amen. Please be seated. At this time, we continue with a few announcements. Arnie, are you also the board member?
Forgive
Wait,
me a
look.
moment while I change hats.
Okay, there. Thank you. That was very visual for the at-home audience. Thank you so much.
Shabbat Shalom. I may not be a rabbi, but I am a member of the Board of Trustees. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it's my pleasure to welcome you to our Shabbat Evening Service and to read a few announcements. Next Wednesday, July 20th, join fellow film buffs for Alfred Hitchcock's The Lady Vanishes. It's a classic, those of you who've seen it know that, about a woman traveling by train who discovers that her elderly traveling companion seems to have disappeared. Everyone else on the train denies that she was ever there. While the movie is free, dinner with pizza, salad, drinks, and dessert is available for $10 per person. Reservations with or without dinner are requested by this Monday, July 18th. See your weekly email for details. Showtime is 7 p.m. Next Saturday, July 23rd, join Biachad for a New Jersey Jackals baseball game. We'll meet at Yogi Berra Stadium in Little Falls. Game time is 6 p.m. and is followed by fireworks. Tickets are $15 with free parking. For more information, please contact Mike Goldberg. Shabbat services continue through the summer every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. and most Fridays at 8 p.m. We'll have Kabbalat Shabbat on Zoom on July 29th and August 12th at 6 p.m. and prayers on the Palisades on August 19th at 6:30. Watch your weekly email for details. The Social Action Committee is seeking volunteers to write postcards with the Religious Action Center as part of the Reclaim Our Vote campaign run by the not-for-profit Center for Common Ground. We'll meet at Temple Emeth on Wednesday, August 3rd at 5:30 p.m. For more information, contact Lynn Shaken. Finally, summer is a great time to join Temple Emeth's adult choir, Kol Emet. There's no audition, you just have to want to make music. Please contact Carol Shansky for more information. Thank you for this evening's volunteers in the live stream control room. Pauline Hecht and Meredith and Allegra Alvaro are at the controls tonight. Shabbat Shalom. And now we move to our closing song, Adon Olam, on page 625.
By way of saying thank you to Richard Bookbinder, aren't you going to say something? Yeah. Oh, you have to stand here to do it. Give me 1 second, I'll introduce you. So Richard is going to introduce our closing song because it's a special tune for Adon Olam, one which he is quite familiar with and introduced to me and the congregation. We've done it a few times in the past, and it is in the style which is Richard's specialty, which is klezmer music, and so he's going to tell you about Adon Olam. Now stand here so the camera sees you.
I'm going to give credit to Cantor Jeff Warshauer and his wife Deborah Strauss. They took the words to Adon Olam and they put it to a Yiddish tune that everyone will recognize. He did this he ran the services at the klezmer camps, and he did it for quite a few years. But the words fit. I heard, my understanding is the words to Adon Olam can fit to almost anything.
Thanks, Richard. Page 598. Oops, sorry. Don't do that. Page 625. Adon Olam. Adon Olam Hashem Alach, ay 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 ay, b'terem kol yitzir nivra, ay ay ay, le'et nasa v'chepta kol, ay ay ay, azay melech shemo nikra.
Bye. Tishan, the Ira, bye bye. The Imruchi, Gviati, Adonai li velo ira,
This is your last chance to post in the chat. If you want to say Shabbat Shalom, if you want to say thanks, Richard Bookbinder, for your awesome piano playing. If you want to say thanks, Arnie Graber, for doing a great job of being a slightly shorter version of the rabbi, but really reading just as beautifully. Thank you. Or if you want to say thank you to Mara Sobel for enlightening us and teaching us about Torah, one of the greatest mitzvahs, and reading Torah so beautifully, beautiful laning. Thank you, Morris. Morris will be doing that again in the morning. And we'll have Michael Goldberg here on the bima, playing the part of the rabbi. I'm looking forward to it, Michael. But it was an absolute pleasure sharing the bima tonight with you, Arnie, and with you, Richard. Thank you so much to both of you. And a Shabbat Shalom from Temple Emeth in Teaneck, New
Shabbat
Jersey.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Shabbat Shalom.